Hi. As we get closer and closer to ACT testing, I get questions about checking up on kids with accommodations and how we can check to see if their accommodations have been applied. And is there really a one place I can go and pull up a nice, efficient list for all things accommodations? And I'm going to show you just how we can do that. When we go to the ACT homepage, we're going to look up a specific report, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It doesn't matter if I'm in the Kentucky ACT homepage, and you know we're in Kentucky because of the Kentucky logo, or if we're in the district page, and we know we're in district testing because of the district testing logo. The report's in the same place for both. So the first thing we have to do is we have to look up reports. And I'm looking specifically for an operational report. So I'm going to look up reports and look for operational reports. I can also get that over here under reports, select an action, operational reports. So I'm pulling up operational reports. And the type of report I'm looking for is one that has to do with students and registrations. Now I'm going to get a list of my student and registration reports, and the report option I'm looking for is the first one, accommodations and support roster. So I'm going to click on that. Now on this, it shows that I've already pulled up a report. In this case, it happens to be Bryant Station High School. But let's pretend I haven't done that. I'm going to request a report refresh. If you've already pulled up this type of report, you'll see the details around it. If you don't see this, it might give you an error message, and that's okay. What we have to do is request a report refresh. When I do that, I scroll down and I enter some parameters. And I'm going to go ahead and say, we'll stick with Bryant Station. I want the ACT, not the ACT with writing, and not the ACT writing only, but the specific ACT. And I want the accommodations that have actually been retrieved. And then I'm going to hit refresh report. It takes a few seconds. And if I sit here, I'll never see the report pop up. I have to hit this little refresh icon here. And if I click on that, there we go. The screen just changed, and now you can see that download a report is an option. So I'm going to hit download report, and the report's going to download, actually for me, on a separate monitor is where it's going to pop up. Whoop, actually it popped up on this one. So let's find the report I want to share. Here's a report that I pulled up earlier using the same tool, and I want to show you what this report gives us. What I've done here is I've modified the data so it's not student identifiable. We don't want to get in FERPA trouble, anything like that. And I've added, I've highlighted the headers. That way it's a little easier to see. And again, note this is all fake data. What I've done is I've changed all the student codes. I've changed the names. I've even modified birthdays, and I've changed the pins. So it's all fake data. Although Frederick Douglass obviously is a real school. So what am I going to do here? I've added some filters, and I'm going to undo the filtering that I've done. So this is what the report would look like when you get it. It's alphabetized by student last name. So what you see is the name of the school. You see the ACT student code, last name, first name, student's birthday, and all the rest. And if you keep looking, you see the type of test. It's online. And to zoom in here a touch, this is where it gets really helpful. Again, I see the student's name. I see their TAA pin. I see their timing code. I see any other approvals, for example, text-to-speech. And then I see accommodation kits. In this case, it's all online, so there's actually no accommodation kit. And then I can see the online session if the students have been placed in a session and when the accommodation was retrieved. So this can be really, really helpful because I can look to see if all of my students do indeed have approved and applied accommodations. I could sort this. This is also really helpful. I could sort these according to time code. So if I go to my time code column and I put the filter in, it doesn't come with a filter. You have to put that in yourself. And I'm going to sort this A to Z. Now I can see these are the kids in this school who are in TC2 time code. And the TC2, I'm going to look it up here, is double time. So these double time kids have to be tested together or on their own. You can't mix time codes. So now when I've sorted these, it's easy to come up with a group that has to test these 4 kids. My TC3s, text to speech, they have to be tested together or on their own. If they have headsets, they could probably test in a group. If they don't have headsets, they have to test on their own because that speech would be a distraction. The TC6s are all listed together, and so on and so on. So having this sorted by time code can be really, really helpful. Something else we can do is we could take a look, once we create our sessions and put our students in our sessions, we can sort this now according to sessions. Let me zoom out a little bit and show you what I mean. So on here, we should have a session name. There we go, online session name. It's this column right here, and I'll zoom in. So this is the online session name, which is one of the fields that the report gives us. I keep losing it though, sorry about that, guys. Online session name, there we go. It's right here. And I can sort this according to the session names. Now this school, whose report I pulled up earlier and modified to change all the names and things like that, they've already got some sessions. I'll zoom back out. So I can see that this school, again, has some sessions already done. These kids are all in the same session, which means they all would have to be in the same time code. These kids are all in the same session because the session name is the same, and they'd have to have the same time code. And it looks like these kids also have a word-to-word dictionary. And then if I scroll down, looks like those are the only sessions that have been created so far. So this report can be really helpful when it comes to creating your sessions. It takes some of the work out of it for you. It will give you the kids' names, it will give you their PIN, it gives you their time code. And once we start putting in creating sessions and populating our sessions, we can run the report again and we can pull up a list of kids and sort it by session. Anyway, this report is really useful. And again, we find this report under it's under reports, operational reports, and it's the accommodation and supports roster. Thanks a lot.